fucking guy fought at 85.
But so is Ciryl, man.
Cyryl's good.
An athlete heavyweight, not just a big guy fighting at heavyweight. He's a legit heavyweight.
To be fair, that's all Alex Pereira's done, right? He had a quick rise through the middleweight division for Alex Pereira, and since then, it was Pereira time. Anytime he fought, he was the main event on the pay-per-view. The whole world went into a frenzy. Channels all over the place, knockouts galore, and a schedule that was insane, right? So he deserves all the accolades. And I know in the past, I might have bet against him because the first time Magomed Ankalaev beat him, I thought the possible anxiety from fighting Pereira and the power, that's gone. He's going to be more aggressive this time and better with the wrestling. But he got smoked. He got smoked in 69 seconds or something like that. So that's why I picked against him. I'm not hating on the guy. What he's done is phenomenal. If he beats or loses to Ciryl Gane, who does he fight next? Well, he still thinks he's got a good chance of facing Jon Jones because Jon Jones, Dana talked about it recently. He said he's done. He's got arthritis and all this, and Jon Jones came out and had a bit of a tweet and delete storm on Twitter, right? You never know. Jon Jones might come back because, as Pereira said, he's under contract. They're not going to release him from contract. And if Jon Jones gets that itch and gets that scratch, listen, I'd still love to see it. And Pereira still wants to fight Jon Jones. And that would be something unbelievable. And if Pereira goes off and becomes a 3-weight division champion, right, Jon Jones might want to come back. And Dana and the UFC and Hunter and everyone might go, you know what, he can be a liability, but dude, we got...
Yeah, this got to be Cyryl's last crack at a title, right? Like, this will be his 5th chance at an interim or undisputed. He won the interim one against Derek Lewis, but the rest is being, no contests or losses. I know the division is thin and I know it's rough, but like, I can't imagine a world where he gets a 6th chance if he loses this.
Yeah, and that too, we just spoke about it with the first fight. Again, when the division is rough, it just makes it look like, the title fights aren't as exciting because the rest of the division is rough. So it almost looks like, well, who else is there to fight for this except for these 2 guys? So there is a little bit of that involved in this fight. But again, I don't want to take anything away from the fight because, like I said, Alex is probably going to go down as the greatest fighter we've ever seen if he can pull this off. Ciryl Gane is an absolute stud, and he's capable of being great. He hasn't really done that and showed us that yet in the big moments. So because he hasn't showed us in the big moments, that's why I'm not putting this higher. He hasn't done that, but he has the potential to do that now. That they fought, like, who has Alex fought that moves like Ciryl Gane? Like, we don't even know how. I mean, maybe we can go back to his kickboxing days and see something, but we haven't seen it in MMA. And then for Ciryl Gane, like, we haven't seen him face a guy quite like this, right? And the only thing that we've seen him face that was similar to this, it's not in style, but it's in aura, Jon Jones, and he completely folded. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on fight, and this is in the White House too, man. So so that's another factor for Ciryl Gane that I'm a little concerned with, because if he can't deal with like being at the White House and fighting a big fight like this, then man.
Question outside your own fight. You've always been very, very staunchly in the belief that interim champion is a champion.
Facts.
So does that mean guaranteed Alex Pereira goes up to heavyweight?
He's a champion. He's a champion.
3-weight head champion.
Fuck interim. Like, you can't tell me a guy gets a belt. Like, interim, look up the word interim, what it means. In the meantime, in the interim, he is the champion. So as well, like, my belts have how many rubies on them. People try and like discredit it and be like, oh, well, one of them was interim. I'm like, well, come take it away. Come take it away from me. But yeah, he's gonna be the champion, and then he's gonna have a super fight with Jon Jones, and that'll be a big ass fight too. But that's still the White House.
You should be negotiating for Jon Jones then, because it doesn't sound like they're getting to the right money there.
Really, they'll find a way. The UFC and the brass over there, they always, and the fighters as well, they butt heads with their managers.
Nobody saw Alex Pereira moving to heavyweight coming, and I mean absolutely nobody. But here we are, watching him prepare to fight Ciryl Gane for the interim heavyweight title at the freaking White House. Think about how insane that sentence is.
Storylines going into this, I mean, Ciryl Gane, I have a real concern for Tom right now. And I am on Tom's side. I want to make sure my words are clear, but I have a real concern because he is scratching the surface of a road that so many guys go down and they never come back. 1 year ago today, Tom wants to compete and he doesn't understand it. John wants a bunch of money. He's looking at the UFC going, you got a contract with the guy, get him in the ring. And that mindset appears to be gone. All of a sudden, it's not about competition. Now it's about money. And now all of a sudden, it's not about, hey guys, thanks for everything you've done for me. It's, hey guys, I'm being told by other people, you haven't done enough for me. When you go down that road, there's no coming back. And I only share that with you. It's very relevant. As we go into Pereira versus Gane, the story of the White House is that we could have our first ever champ, but people are saying no. They're saying the interim belt doesn't count, and that's not a...
The experts are completely divided on this one. Some believe Pereira's devastating knockout power will carry him to victory. Others think Gane's speed and technical striking could be the exact factors that decide this fight. One mistake ends everything.
Fight deal. Of course, the first fight on that deal will be against Ciryl Gane for the heavyweight title, the interim heavyweight title. Now, the old cliche in combat sports is I don't want to look past my opponent because, you know, I'm focused on Ciryl Gane, and he should be, because that's a tough fight. But it's a very winnable fight. It's a very compelling, fun matchup. A lot of people came out talking shit to me because I said it might be a better matchup than John Jones. The reason I said that, and it's pretty goddamn obvious, is because it will be a striking affair, right? People didn't love the BMF because Charles Oliveira dominated the fight on the ground. And more than likely, I'm not being disrespectful to Pereira, you got to think that's what John Jones would do. He would take him down. And if Pereira could defend the submissions, it'll look like the BMF, right? And everyone booed. Everyone talked shit. Even Dana White.
But here's where it gets wild. Chael Sonnen is warning that there's something much bigger happening in combat sports right now. He's talking about how the pure desire to compete slowly gives way to money and outside influence. And he's using Tom Aspinall and John Jones as the perfect example.
You know, how can you not love watching Alex fight? Like, he's carried the UFC on his back for almost 2 years, and he's done such great things. And the fact that he's moving up is incredibly noble. And he's taken on Ciryl Gane, who is a legit heavyweight that I think stylistically presents problems to him. And I think it's a great fight, but it's just something had to be at number 4. And there's something about it that just, and it might just be, again, maybe that lingering Tom Aspinall effect over the whole thing. Like Tom watching from the sidelines, watching two guys fight for his position. I don't want to say his belt, but his position. And I think something about that might kind of weigh it down a little.
Here's the kicker, though. Even if Pereira wins, does this interim title actually guarantee him an undisputed title shot? Or does it leave him in some weird limbo state? Because history has this way of repeating itself in combat sports. Titles get elevated, then questioned.
Wade is something that's been long discussed, and I guess the big thing is, like, is he going for history? Is he not? It's the interim belt. Like, if he wins this fight, are you going to consider him the first 3-division UFC champion, or does he have to get elevated?
I would.
Yeah?
I would. Like, yeah, I absolutely would.
Even though it's interim.
Even though it's interim. I mean, like, interim, like, yes, like, the difference is just putting a word in front of it. But it's like Ciryl Gane is still champion. Well, and that's another thing too, right? What we have to find out is Ciryl Gane championship level material. Like, skill wise, I do believe he is, but mentally and, you know, just emotionally and with his entire being, is he championship level material? And that's what we want to find out, because we've seen him lose against Francis, where he went in the fight, but just made the silly mistake at the end. And then we saw him completely lay an egg against John Jones. And that's not championship level material, but he seemed to have matured into it. Now, when he was fighting Tom Aspinall, he showed championship level material fighting, even though it was a little dirty. And that's another thing. Can he fight cleanly?
Michael Bisping breaks it down even further. Unlike most heavyweight fights dominated by wrestling, this promises to be a pure striking battle. Both fighters capable of explosive moments that can end the fight in a heartbeat. This could be an absolute striking showcase. And get this, Bisping admits it's easy to get criticized for saying it, but on paper, this striking clash is incredibly hard to beat in terms of pure entertainment value. A victory here could legitimately make Pereira a 3-division champion. That's legendary status. Now listen to this part. Din Thomas points out that Alex has literally carried the UFC on his back for nearly 2 years. Moving up to face a true heavyweight shows he's not chasing easy fights. But there's something holding this back from being higher on his list. Hold up, did you catch the real question Thomas is asking? Is Gane truly championship level mentally? His stumble against Ngannou and that lackluster showing versus John Jones raised legitimate doubts about his championship mentality when the pressure peaks. But wait, it gets better. MMA Guru breaks it down bluntly. Pereira's move to heavyweight has been coming for a long time. With his precise low kicks and relentless pressure, he believes Pereira can absolutely handle Gane. At this weight class, Alex is essentially a natural heavyweight. Here's what nobody's talking about, though. Ciryl Gane makes his stance crystal clear. Interim champions are still champions, period. If Pereira wins that belt, he's instantly a 3-division UFC title holder. No asterisks, no discrediting the achievement. And here's the crazy part. Henry Cejudo and Kamaru Usman stress just how tough Gane really is. Finishing him is no easy task, but they're not counting Pereira out. With his devastating striking power, he's capable of turning the fight with one perfect shot. But here's the reality check. Mike Brown points out that this could genuinely be Gane's final shot at a title. With 4 previous attempts at UFC gold, he absolutely cannot afford another miss. The division will move on without him. So there you have it. Pereira moving to heavyweight, Gane's last title shot, and an interim belt that could create the first 3-division champion in UFC history. This isn't just about one fight. This is about legacy, power, and who really controls their own destiny. Who do you think takes this? Drop your predictions in the comments and smash that like button if this breakdown helped you understand what's really at stake. Subscribe and hit that notification bell because this division is about to get completely reshaped.